Well, hi, Tricia. How are you? Well, hi, Tricia. I did not plan this live. It was just at the spur of the moment thing. I said I'd do it for people like Gladys and other ones that cannot get out and about. Hi, Darlene. How are you? Great. I wasn't sure if anybody would show up. I'd been working on the floor and decided I was going to take a break. And this is the best way I know to stay away from that floor is to get on here and go live. So I know I would stay here in front of the camera and I wouldn't be doing anything else. Hi, Miriam Mullet. How are you? Welcome. I'm glad you could make it. I'm great, just a little bit tired. I've been running around doing errands today and working on the floor. Yeah, I was hoping Gladys would see this because she's always wanting me to go live. Because I know she's not able to get out and about and go anywhere. So she always loves to get into the lives and chat with everyone. So I was thinking of her when I decided to do this. I said, well, I can go ahead live for about an hour tonight for all the people that can't get out and do anything and, they're confined to their homes. I'm great, Darlene. It's just still hot in Texas, I'll tell you. Still hot in Texas. I was thinking about doing some type of like, not actually a concert thing, but something similar. I'm not going to be going for 4 or 5 hours like Steven does, that's for sure. I couldn't hold out that long. But as soon as I can get my allergies under bay, then I thought I might try. Yeah, hopefully she'll see it. She came into Slim Twiggy's, and then Slim Twiggy lost connection and had to end hers today. Yeah, I'm pretty busy. Right now, I'm trying my best to get that floor finished so I can get my furniture moved back in and then take a rest from floors for a long time. I mean, I've still got other rooms I want to do and need to do, but they can wait. The hallway and this floor has done me in. I mean, my allergies plus the physical work involved is just, yeah. I didn't even want to get out of bed this morning. Yeah, I said I'd jump on here and just see how many. Well, hey, there's Mardell. Welcome, Mardell. How are you? Welcome to our surprise chat. And I'm still going to have one at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But I decided I'd get on here and do this one too. Hi, Lori. How are you? Gladys may be taking a nap. Yeah, I was watching Slim Twiggy's little trip she was going on, and the internet was really bad. And she finally, I think the battery died on her camera, so she had to end her video. Or the camera ended at 4, put it that way. Oh my goodness, Mardell, don't I wish you could send me some of that rain. It rained a little last night, not even enough to barely get the ground wet. I mean, it got the very surface of the ground wet, and that was it. By this morning, everything was dry as a bone all over again. And it was back up over 100 today, so. In fact, I think it's 92 right now, which is cooler than it has been being at this time. I mean, this past week at this time, it's been still like 104. So, yeah, 92 is better than 104, that's for sure. We're supposed to have some rain coming up this next week, I hope. Yeah, she's going to not like it that she missed this live. But, like I said, she may be taking a nap or. And I don't have. I mean, her son did send me a message one time with her phone number and her address, but I don't remember what his name was in the messenger to find his link to where I could send her a message. So, hopefully she'll see it. There's Connie Jones. Hello. You texted Gladys and told her, well, thank you for doing that because I know she'll want us to come in on this. Oh, I know. She had me scared. When she first told me she had food poisoning, she said, I ate something and it made me so sick. She said, I was fine until I ate the food. She didn't say what it was, but she said, I ate this food and all of a sudden I was throwing up. I mean, she was going at both ends. And she said, she said she feels like she's going to die. And I said, well, maybe you need to go to the emergency room. She said, well, if I'm not any better by in the morning, I'll go. But I don't know when she went, but I told her, I said, well, food poisoning is nothing to be, fooling around with. I mean, you can die from food poisoning if it's that bad, so. But yeah, I'm glad that she's getting better. She finally told me that she had gotten some kind of medicine. So I'm sure she saw a doctor or she went to the ER or something. But she said, yeah, that she was getting medicine and she was feeling better. Yeah, I'm getting tired of breathing this sealant and all this stuff going on with the wood. My allergies are bad enough, and then I got to breathe that stuff and sawdust from cutting the wood. Oh, it's killing me. So what's everybody been up to today? I've been running around trying to find a new vent cover to go in that bedroom. But the stores don't have that size in stock. So it looks like I may have to order one if I get it. I've got one other place I'm going to check first. And then if they don't have it, I'll just order one. Yeah, I know. She's still not 100%. She was feeling somewhat better than she was. There's Mrs. Weaver. Hello. How are you? Did you get some of that rain last night, Miss Weaver? We got just enough to barely wet the ground. Not really enough to do any good, but it cooled the temperatures down a little bit. Yes, I am, Mardell, at 3 p.m. I'll be going live. I've already got it scheduled. You should have gotten a notification on it. Connie Jones, hello. Well, you were here before, though. I thought you just came in. My eyes are playing tricks on me. Got a little. Yeah, we got just a little bit here. Yes, Mardell, it's 3 p.m. Central Time. So If you're in Eastern time, it would be 4 p.m. I don't remember what part of the country you were in. Yeah, it's 3 p.m. Central time. Yeah, I told Slim Twiggy in her live today that if I had one of those RVs or coaches, as they call them, I'd be traveling every chance I could get somewhere. I don't know if I could afford to go very far with the price of gas, but well, I painted it with some of that sealant, that polyurethane, because it's supposed to be like a rustic brownish gray color to begin with, and I didn't know what color I could paint it that it would look right. What time am I now? I've got like about 6 minutes before 8. Or 7:55, 50, yeah, 7:55, I guess it would be. Because it's about 5 or 6 minutes before 8. I know there's certain times of the year when the time changes that we're the same time. And then when it changes again, we're an hour different. Yeah, I'm 7:55 here now. How's it going, farm wife? Yeah, I had to replace the vents in the other rooms as I redid the floors. So I know they're out there. I just have to find where they're at. The mobile home place may have it. I don't know. But like I said, I can order it from Home Depot. They do have it, but they don't have one in stock. Oh, it showed that it had only one in stock, but it was not on the shelf. I couldn't find it. So if it was still in the store, there's no telling what part of the store it was in. They had plenty of the 8x10s, which that's too small. Eating French onion soup. Oh, that's so good. Thank you, Mardell. I'm working hard on it to make it look good. I mean, I don't have a lot of money to spend to redo the floor, and I knew it needed repair. So this was the best option I knew or route to take to where I could fix the problem and it wouldn't cost me an arm and a leg to do it. I ate some fried chicken and greens for my dinner tonight. I've eaten it a couple of times, not many, but and it is pretty good. And I love the toast that goes, that you can eat with your French onion soup. We used to serve at Lakestone Terrace where I used to work. So I'd eat it some when we had it there. And I've eaten it other places. those, what do they call them? Can't remember the name of those sandwiches. They serve them at the ball stadium, in like on the football field. My daughter and I got one, and it was so big. It was done on a like a big submarine bun. So we cut it in half, and she took half, and I took the other half because it was plenty big enough just to eat half of it. Yeah, the French bread to dip in the soup, that's really good. But there's a sandwich that they put French onion sauce or soup on. And you can dip it in that French onion soup if you've got the sandwich. And I can't think it's like a poor boy, but it's like, oh, a Philly steak sandwich is what it is. I was trying my best to remember the name of it. It's a Philly steak sandwich. Those are so good. And to eat French onion soup with them, or to be able to dip part of your sandwich bread in that soup, it's really good. You're seeing mums everywhere. Yeah, because of the homecoming for all the schools. All the football teams at the high schools and junior highs are having their homecoming. So they're going to be selling a lot of those mums for homecoming. You love roast beef? Well, I love those Philly steak sandwiches that you can get at the ball field. Because that one we got at the ball field up at the football stadium was so good. It was huge. Like I said, we cut it in half because half of it's all I could eat. It was so huge. The night we went at halftime, they had, I think it was the Four Tops at halftime show. And my daughter says, Mom, you ought to know who that is. They were popular when you were younger. I said, yeah, I know. There were several of those groups. Some of them had 5 guys and some had 4. But that was years ago. I haven't been to the football stadium in a long time to see any of their ball games live. And we looked out that year because my daughter's husband's dad, he has season seats at the football stadium. And he also has one of those suites that you reserve. He has that for the whole season. And we didn't get in that, but we did get one of the seats that he had reserved because he had given some people he knew some tickets, or told them, they could go use his seats. And there was still a couple of seats left. So he told my daughter and her husband to go ahead and use the tickets. So they asked me to go with them. So I jumped at the chance, to go see a football game live. That was unreal. I couldn't afford to buy one of those tickets. They're too expensive. Yeah, his dad, he had season seats for the hockey games and all kind of stuff. Hi, Peter Bear. How are you? Glad you could make it. What time is it where you're at right now? I know you're several hours off from us, so it's probably middle of the day or morning where you're at. 2 a.m. Yeah, I figured it would probably be noon or sometime middle afternoon. We got a little bit of a rain shower last night, but not enough. And then it was back up over 100 today. It did cool the temperatures down a little bit last night, though. That rain did. And we had some wind blowing. Oh, it was some hard wind blowing. But hopefully we'll get some in a few days. They've got, I looked on the 10-day forecast, and they've got rain predicted for several days coming up next week. And it'll drop the temperatures in the high 80s, which sounds good. Oh, the high 80s versus 105. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Oh, 77 there. I would love 7 degrees here. 62 where Mardell is. Yeah, and it's like I said, it's still well, I think it did drop to, let's see. It's dropped to 89. So that little bit of a storm that blew through last night did cool our temperatures down a little bit. Even though it was over 100 today, it didn't get up to 109 like it was yesterday. Yeah, it's too hot. Too hot to do anything even in your house. If it's 109 outside, it's hot inside too, because your poor air conditioner just works itself to death. Yeah, it'll be nice when the temperature cools off a little bit outside. My plants will start growing a little bit, and it's cool enough I can get outside and do a little bit without burning or just burning up. No, it's not really humid here. It's been too dry to be humid. It's just been dry and hot. So when it does rain, it evaporates really fast. You can't even tell it's rained. Yeah, this has been extremely dry and hot this summer, more so than normal. And basically no humidity out here at all. Thunder there tomorrow, Peter. So you'll probably get you a good shower then. I wish we could get some rain here. I mean, enough that it really gets the ground wet and it gets that rainwater down to the roots of the plants and the rose bushes. Yeah, that's why I'm on here tonight. I said if I'm on live, I can't do anything else. I'm taking my break right now. And if I do anything tomorrow, it'll be put another coat of poly on that floor, and then I think I'm done with it. I'm not putting any more on it. That'll be like 3 coats if I put another coat on it tomorrow. I think that'll be enough. Yes, we still are on the water restrictions. And I see even the city connection to their water plant, and their restrictions until the 31st of October. Halloween is when their restrictions will end. I don't know when ours will end. Get heaps of rain in the UK. Yeah, I mean, this has been going on for 2 years now. It's time for this water restriction to end. I know 2 years is too long. I mean, you can understand a couple of weeks or a month, like in the hottest part of the summer like we've had this year. But through the winter months still, that's ridiculous. But I know it's because they're adding a new section to the water plant. Another whole section to filter the water, to purify it, to pump it to us. And that's been the problem the whole time. They've got plenty of water, they just can't physically pump it to everyone as fast as people are using it. That's why they've had to restrict the water. So hopefully if they'll ever get this issue taken care of and get those parts and get that thing fixed, then we're not going to have a water problem. I'm hoping this is the last summer we've got restrictions on our water. As long as I've lived in Texas, we've never had water restrictions that lasted this long before. That's just it. The farmers can't grow anything either. I gotta find my cough drops. Oh. That's one reason our beef prices have went up so much this summer. With no rain. To get this cough drop in my mouth and get it kind of melted down a little bit. Maybe it'll help me talk. But Mardell, the drought that we've had this summer is one thing that's hurt the farmers. It's hurt the farmers because they haven't been able to grow their wheat or their grain or anything for their cows, their cattle, or anything. So it's been hard for them to feed cows and cattle this summer. That's why the prices of our beef have went up. I mean, the price on beef is outrageous here right now. I mean, I was looking at the meat counter the other day, and they had a roast that was marked down $5 off the price, and it was still too high. I wouldn't buy it even at the reduced price. It was so expensive. So see, it's hurting the farmers. Not only people like me that grow little gardens in their backyard or have rose bushes growing in their yard that they need to water because there's no rain, but all these farmers and cattle ranchers around here, they're suffering because, the price of hay has skyrocketed that they get for their cattle because the farmers can't produce it. Everything's burned up in the fields. They can't grow anything. So I'm hoping next summer it's going to be a lot better. At least maybe we'll get more rain than we got this year, so the ranchers and the cattle people can get plenty of hay and stuff they need for their animals, so the prices won't go up so high. See, we have more cattle ranchers than anything here in Texas. They deal with horses and cows, cattle, more so than farmland because it's so hard to grow. There is some places out here that grow peanuts, stuff like that, where they can, but then they have to keep it irrigated. Well, I got the cough now because I've been messing with this sealant that I've been putting on the floor, and it's in the air in the house. And even though I got my fans on and I got the exhaust fan pulling the air out, I'm still breathing part of it. I wore my mask the whole time I was using it, but it's still in the air. So that's what's making me cough now. Yeah, I don't know how it's affected the prices on beef in other states, but in Texas, oh my God, our beef prices are just unreal. I broke down today and bought the smallest package of beef stew that I could find, and it was $10 for just a little handful of beef stew because I've not had beef stew in so long. I'd been thinking about it, and I decided, well, I'm going to see if I can find a small package, the smallest one I can find, and I'm going to make me some beef stew. So I might do a video on my beef stew tomorrow. I don't know. I know. I loved stopping by there getting those large dollar drinks that McDonald's had. I know you can't get them anymore. But you know, the prices everywhere has went up. I can't afford to eat at McDonald's except off the dollar menu. I usually go through and order fries and maybe a cheeseburger and a drink off the dollar menu. It's the only way I can get out of there for like $4. You order anything else, you're going to pay over $15 for it. And Claudine, how are you? Hello, welcome. Yeah, I've often wondered how the prices were on beef in the States. I mean, you used to get a pound of ground beef here pretty cheap. You can't get a pound of ground beef for less than about $5. Yeah. Yep, $30 for a chuck roast. Well, I splurged because I said it's been so long since I've had beef stew that I just had to make me some. So, and I don't need much, just for myself because I will end up just freezing it or eating it for a week. But I said I'm going to get me some. So it was $10 for the smallest package I could find. And used to years ago you could spend $3.50 and get that much beef. Yep, it's at least $5 a pound. Like I said, the prices have went up so bad. And used to you could get ground beef to make you a hamburger fairly cheap. It was like $2.99, $3 and something for a pound of beef. $5 now. And gas prices are $5.39. Where are you at, Connie? We have a butcher shop here in town, but I never go to it because I know before I even walk in there, more expensive than I want to spend. And there's Yeshua Williamson. I know I didn't pronounce that right. Oh, how are you? Welcome. We've got a butcher shop here. We've had one off and on ever since I've lived here, different places owned by different people. But I've never been to this one. $6 a pound for ground beef here in Washington State. Yeah, see? It's just unreal. And years ago, you could get 3 pounds for $6. There's Gladys. Hey, Gladys. We were wondering if you were going to get any messages that people were sending you so you would know to come on in here. Are you feeling okay tonight? I tell you what, if prices keep on, I think all of us are going to start losing weight. I know. Well, you know, the drought in Texas just sets off a chain reaction. They can't get hay and stuff for the beef, the cattle, and the cows to feed them. The chickens are suffering in this heat. Like I said, my son had one of his chickens just to fall over and die the day it hit like 113 degrees. Well, good, Gladys. I'm glad to hear you're a little bit better. It takes a while to get over food poisoning. A friend of mine had it, and when she went to the emergency room, because she kept getting sick and she'd get better, and then she'd get sick again, and she was running fevers. So finally she went into the emergency room, and they told her she had food poisoning, and the only way to clear it up as bad as she had it was to pump her stomach. So they had to pump her stomach. I hope they don't have to pump your stomach. If they haven't already. Usually that's the first thing they want to do when they find out you got food poisoning, is pump your stomach to get every bit of that bacteria out. Did you go to the doctor, Gladys, or did you just get medication for food poisoning? Oh, yeah, it sure will. Like I said, my neighbor, she got food poisoning one year, and her husband, there was this little takeout restaurant, and they got a little bit of barbecue and potato salad and a few other things. And I think she was the only one that day that ate any of the potato salad. But they said evidently the potato salad sat in that bin and it didn't stay cold enough. And bacteria in it. And when she ate it, it gave her food poisoning. And she got sick, then started getting better. Then she'd get sick again. And that kept up and down, up and down. She'd get better, she'd get sick, get better, get sick. And then she started running fevers. So when she did go to the emergency room, that's what they did, was pump her stomach. I said that was the only way that they were going to get it all out of her stomach and that she'd get better, is to do that. Yeah, I don't know what Gladys ate. Nothing in my stomach. Taking Dramamine. It helps a lot. No fever. Well, good. If you start having fevers, you definitely need to go to the ER. Do you know exactly what you ate that made you sick? Yeah, but you think there's nothing in your stomach because you've thrown up and all this good stuff. But that food poisoning still leaves bacteria and stuff in your stomach. And they still may end up having to pump your stomach out before you get better. Spanish sweet fried bananas. Huh, I've never had those, never heard of them. Did you get them already made? I wouldn't even know how to make Spanish sweet fried bananas. Well, whatever. I just hope you get better. Yeah, I've not heard of that kind of bananas to fry them like that. You ordered out. Well, I hope you notified that restaurant that those things made you sick. Because if they made you sick, I bet they made a lot of other people sick too if they ordered those. I'd let them know that, they need to pull them off the counter. It's a Spanish thing. Yeah, I've never heard of them. And I don't know that I've ever seen them on any of the restaurant menus out here, but these are Mexican restaurants. They're not really Spanish. You did? Well, good. Because they definitely don't need to be, giving them to other people. That's pretty bad. And Gladys, talk. I hate my allergies. But as far as I know, I'm still going to go live at 3 o'clock tomorrow, Gladys. You can be there at that one too tomorrow. Mardell says, Gladys, you should have stuck with pancakes. Yeah, I hope she gets better soon too. It's not fun being sick. I've never had food poisoning. I don't ever want it. Yeah, I don't think I ever want to have the experience of food poisoning. I know my son got it one time. He had a real mild case of it. He got some of those Arby's sandwiches they had on special. I think at the time you could get them five for $1. No, five sandwiches for $5 is what it was. That was their special that they ran every once in a while. So he had a habit whenever they had them five for $5, he'd go by there and get some because he was on a limited income. He just started working and living on his own. And, him like everybody else, it was hard to pay the bills. So he'd go through Arby's and get the 5 sandwiches. Well, he got them in there one time and it made him sick. He was throwing up. He had diarrhea. But it was real mild. It only lasted a day or so, and then he felt fine. Never got sick again after that. So he had such a light case of it that his body fought it off, and he was fine. He didn't have to go to the doctor or anything. Yeah, we don't have an Arby's here now, though. We had one here for a long time, and all of a sudden they just closed up and moved out. I don't know why. Oh, you've been watching my videos and you saw me sing Blue Moon and you saw me make peanut butter cookies. Well, good. I was telling everybody earlier that I'd like to do some kind of a live video, kind of like Steven does, with a little bit of singing and stuff in it. But I've got to get my allergies in check before I can do that. And it definitely won't be for 4 or 5 hours for sure. But I may end up doing something like that about once a week. But I've got to be where I can sing and not cough my head off. Yeah, Arby's was a pretty good place. I mean, I like the sandwiches. I didn't get them there too often. I did get Arby's beef sandwiches sometimes, and they were pretty good. I'm just glad I didn't get any of the bad ones that like made my son sick. Well, I got to thinking and I said, just for the reason I did this live tonight, I said there's a lot of people that are staying home on Saturday night. They don't have much to do except watch TV. And people like Gladys that don't get out and go, she's confined to her home. And she loves getting in the live so she can chat with other people and visit with them and joke around and laugh and carry on. That's one reason, even though I didn't have a live schedule for tonight, I decided, well, I'm just going to get on here and do one. See how many people are at home tonight not doing anything and are interested in getting in on a chat. So that's why I'm doing it. Your son loves their curly fries. Well, like I was telling other people, when I bought me some beef stew, I might make a video on beef stew tomorrow. I don't know. I want to make beef soup too. So I may have both of those videos coming up, beef stew and then beef soup. Well, thank you, Connie. I'm going to put maybe one more coat of that sealant on it, and then I'm done with it. I'm not doing any more to it. I'm going to move my furniture back in, and I'm going to take a break from floor work. Well, I'm glad you got in here, Miss Weaver. And see, that's why I did it. I said, well, I think there's probably quite a few other people that might want to get on a live chat tonight that's not doing anything and have nothing to do but maybe watch TV. Maybe they're bored with watching television. So this is a great alternative when you get bored with watching television. So that's why I did it. I love anything beef as long as there's no cheese involved. Well, there's not going to be cheese in my beef stew, and there's definitely not going to be cheese in my beef soup. Yeah, I'm tired too. And I've got lots to do, but I'm not doing it tonight. That's why I'm on here. I'm too tired to do any more. Well, hi, Teresa Foreman. How are you this evening? You made my ramen Alfredo. Loved it and wrapped the remainder. My husband found it and finished it. He loved it. He probably liked that other dish with the beef. Can't remember even the video that I did. I thought it was real good, the one that I did with the beef and the ramen noodles. Yeah, anytime Gladys is not in a live, we miss her. Because you know she's not there. She's usually the life of the live. I mean, we're not going to be on here all night, but, I figured we'd get on here for a little while. I am good. I'm going to my granddaughter's baby shower tomorrow in Midland. She is having me a great granddaughter. Oh, how sweet. In mid-October. Well, my next door neighbor is due this month. She was due like the 1st of September. And I know her parents have been over there like over the holiday weekend, and they're back this weekend. But I don't know if she's had the baby yet. I haven't been over there. And this is her first. How many grandchildren does that make you, Teresa? Is this your first granddaughter, Teresa? Or do you have other grandchildren? I have 9 grandkids and 1 great grandson, and the great granddaughter is on the way. Okay, so this is your first great granddaughter. I know that is just something special. She's the only great granddaughter. Because I remembered you saying you had other grandchildren, but I couldn't remember if they were all boys or girls or how many. So this is special, the first great granddaughter. I bet you are excited. I would be. I've only got one grandchild, one granddaughter. She was 21 this month, and she's the only grandchild. But I tell you what, I was so excited when she was born. I was over there every chance I could get. I love that little girl to death. And I think she loved me to death, her grandma. I know each one is exciting and special in their own way. Each one is different, but they're all special. My daughter never had children, and my son and wife only had the one little girl, Alexandra. And that's a big switch coming from a big family like, the way I did. I've got 5 brothers, no sisters. My dad came from a family of 10 children. Yep, each one is exciting as the one before. You saw the picture of my granddaughter? Yeah. I've got pictures of my granddaughter all over the house. From the time she was a baby up till she was in school and past. Yeah, I'm the only girl out of 5 brothers. My mom was the only girl in her family, and she had 3 brothers. But now on my dad's side, he had, there was 10 children, And it was a mixture. It was boys and girls. I think they were basically evenly divided. Yeah, I grew up as a tomboy chasing after the boys. You had three sisters. Yeah, I don't know what it's like to have a sister. I know what it's like to have a brother, though. It was good times and bad times because they liked to pick on me, but then they'd take up for me. Yeah, I don't get to see my granddaughter much anymore. She's about an hour away. She works a lot. And Gladys says she has no sisters and no brothers. You are an only child, Gladys? And Teresa's got two older brothers, two older sisters, and one each younger. Huh. So you come from a pretty balanced family. Yeah, I used to tell people that my brother's favorite pastime was picking on me. They didn't have nothing to do. They amused themselves by picking on their sister. And my brother, my younger brother Mike, he was, my sister-in-law posted on Facebook yesterday that my brother was taken to the hospital, the emergency room in an ambulance night before last. And she got back on and told that he had a light heart attack. He came home today, so hopefully he'll be okay. But just the fact that he had a light heart attack, that doesn't sound good. And he's my younger brother, the one that's just under me. Well, my older brother is the just older than me, is like a year older, and then the older brother, my oldest brother's 2 years older. So it was like having steps, right in order, one a year. And then my brother that's younger than me is 2 or 3 years younger. And then I've got two younger than him that are several years younger than I am. So I've got two older and three. My mom said they kept trying for a girl and they kept getting boys. So they decided to just stop. Give up. From what I understand, when me and my older brother, that's just older, like a year older than I am, we were always like neck and neck. We were always together, always hugging on one another and playing with one another and doing stuff like two peas in a pod. Only 5 of you left, Connie. Well, so far, all of my brothers are still alive. My parents are gone. They've been gone for many years now. So my brothers and my nieces and nephews, my cousins that I have are basically the ones that are still alive. But I never get to see them. I mean, Living 1,200 miles away, I get to see them maybe, if I'm lucky, once a year. And then I don't get to see everybody. Or if there's a funeral and I have to go home, I get to see people then. But that's really not the circumstances you want to see family. They were the same age for 2 weeks. Yeah, some of you may have seen it on Facebook where Sister Barbara posted that they took her husband they took him out in an ambulance, taking him to the emergency room, taking him to the hospital. That was my brother. But he texted me and he said he was home today. He said he certainly didn't want to ever go through that again. I said I could imagine. Oh, wow. How terrible, Teresa. Hi, April. How's the weather in Hawaii? Yeah, I saw Slim today. I was in on her road trip until her battery died on her camera and then it cut us off. She have to end the video, and about that time the camera ended at 4 because it had no battery left. Yeah, I'm anxious to see the inside of it since she said they redid the inside. Oh, it was 80 degrees there today, huh? It was over 100 here again today. We did get a little sprinkle of rain last night, which cooled things off a bit. We didn't get enough rain though. Not enough to really do any good, but it was nice to have the temperatures cool off a bit. Well, she had her Saturday Night Live, but it was a road trip. She was headed to I can't remember the name of the town now, but they were in her RV or coach as she calls it. And she had a driver because she said she didn't drive that thing. She didn't trust herself driving it. But she said she'd video some of her surroundings where she's at this weekend and so we could see it. Or she may even go live again. I don't know. Well, all you missed was seeing a lot of road traffic and stuff like that. And then the area she was in, the picture was real fuzzy and it kept buffering quite a bit. So the picture wasn't fantastic. I'm hoping she gets where she's going and maybe she goes live or something that it'll be a clearer picture. You were eating watermelon and it helped today? Well, good. I think I just got a text from Bloomin'. Let me check. Oh no. Yep, Bloomin' just sent me a text and she said that She thanks me for telling her I was going live, but she's as sick as a dog. She's throwing up and she's nauseated. She said it was her fault. She says, I always get this way when I attempt to eat ice cream. Oh my God. I know better and I do it anyway. It's not food poisoning. I get this way a lot when I eat something I shouldn't. If I wasn't sick, I would join you guys. Sorry, maybe next time. Love you. I'm telling her that I let everyone know she's sick. And maybe she can join us tomorrow at 3. But she's a diabetic, and I guess she's not supposed to eat ice cream. But you would think they'd make ice cream out there somewhere that diabetics could eat, maybe, but maybe they don't. But she said it makes her sick every time she eats ice cream. And I'd be sick a lot because I love ice cream. I don't know if I could just not eat ice cream. Okay, I'll tell her. There, I just texted her that everyone says they hope you get to feeling better. Teresa says my father-in-law was a diabetic and he ate ice cream knowing that he was going to go get sick. Yeah, I know. Sometimes, even though you know you're going to get sick, you love what you want and you eat it anyway. Farm wife, you're tired. I'm tired too, so I'm probably going to end this live pretty soon. We've been on here for over an hour. I just want to get over there on the couch, put my feet up, take my shoes off, find me a movie on TV, and just sit back and relax a little bit and not worry about anything. So you have a good night, farm wife, and rest up so you can come to my live tomorrow at 3. Okay, well, like I said, we've been on here long enough. It's Saturday night. Everybody's probably tired. I'm going to wish y'all a good night. Tell all your friends, family members to please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Y'all have a blessed night. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central Time. Aloha.